Today on Hot Thai Kitchen we are making Pad Kee Mao. สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Today we're making a really spicy dish called Pad Kee Mao. And it's often written in Thai restaurant menus in English as Drunken Noodles, which is a little bit of a mistranslation. So let's talk about the name. Pad means to stir fry, and Kee Mao means a drunkard. So really it's not the noodles that's drunk, but it's the person eating it that's drunk. There's a couple of stories behind why the name is called Pad Kee Mao, and one that's probably more true is that because it's so spicy, drunk people like to eat it because it helps sober them up. There's another story, but I'll post that on Facebook. So let's get started. Let's start with the sauce. So there's a lot of similarities between this dish and pad see ew, which I already posted that video up. So the sauce is actually the same, but I'll also today show you a vegetarian variation of that as well. So we'll start with a 1/4 cup of oyster sauce. Any brand will do. So that's that. And then I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce. And I'm using Healthy Boy brand, which is a Thai brand. Mushroom soy sauce. It doesn't have to be mushroom soy sauce, but any sort of light soy sauce will do. If you can find the Thai one, it would be great. So 2 tablespoons of that. And then 1 tablespoon of Maggi. You can also use Golden Mountain sauce, which is another brand of a similar thing. That's really good on eggs for breakfast too, by the way. So 1 tablespoon of that, and then 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. And then we're going to give this a good whisk. Now for vegetarians, so we're going to take out oyster sauce and we're going to take out fish sauce. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 1/4 cup of light soy sauce and then 2 tablespoons of Maggi or Golden Mountain sauce. So that's a ratio of 2 to 1. So that's for vegetarians, okay? And this makes a little bit more than 3 servings. You can make extra and keep it in the fridge and use it as a base stir fry sauce for absolutely any stir fry you want. And later on, I won't add it here, we're also going to use black soy sauce. This is Thai black soy sauce. It's not super salty, it's actually a little bit sweet. It's got some molasses in the mix as well. It's primarily just for color. So you can use other kinds of dark soy sauce, but if it's saltier, just use less of it, and we'll add this when we're cooking. Alright? So let's work with our noodles. Today we're going to use fresh rice noodles, but I'm going to use these noodle sheets instead. In my pad see ew video, I've already shown you how to work with pre-cut rice noodles, so if that's what you're looking for, you can watch that video for how to make it. But these are great because you can determine how the width of your noodles, which is awesome. So it comes like this, and you want to work with this the day you get it, because if you put it in the fridge like this, it'll stick together and it'll harden and become brittle, and it becomes really difficult to work with. So you want to work with it when it's fresh and soft and pliable. So first what you want to do is cut this in half. Now this one I wish I had a bigger cutting board. And then you're going to, let's put that here, pry them apart from each other. Oh, look at that. It's still, let's cut this one more time. And then we're going to just loosely put them on top of each other, like that. And do the same with the other half. And I don't put them exactly, line them up exactly, because loosely kind of offset each other like this makes it easier for me to pull them apart afterwards. And this is when a knife with a long blade comes in handy. And I'm just going to go and cut it into about 1 inch thick. Now this is also what I want to say. If you're going to need to refrigerate this for later use, refrigerate it in this stage. So, you know, line them up so they're a little bit offset of each other, put them in a fridge flat in a sheet pan, and then cut them when you are ready to use them from the fridge, and they won't stick to each other as much because you've already pulled them apart. So I like them fatter than the ones that they sell pre-cut because it's just more satisfying that way. And then you're just going to pull them apart. See, it's really easy to pull them apart. Just like that. Here's our noodles that I've pulled apart. So you just put in a bowl just like this into a pile, and then once you start cooking that, they'll come apart easily. Okay, so that's our noodles. Next, we're going to prep our vegetables. This part is quite similar to the pad kaprao recipe, actually, the Thai basil stir-fry chicken. I think I did that one with chicken. 3 to 4 cloves of garlic into a mortar and pestle. And then I'm going to use 2 Thai chilies. These are really spicy. Of course, you can adjust this to however you want. And I'm also going to add 1 prik chi fa, which is, you can use any mild red chili you want. This is not very spicy. I'm only adding this primarily for color. So I'm just going to roughly cut this and then add that to our bowl, our mortar. And then just going to pound it into a rough paste. Okay. So that's done. Now you still want the garlic to be in pieces. You don't want to liquefy it, but what you want is for the chilies to be completely broken up. Now you could potentially chop this, but there's a reason why pounding it is preferred, and it's the chili. If you chop the chilies, you end up with chunks, which will then, when you eat it, it'll be really, really spicy, and then the next bite won't be as spicy. When you pound it, you really mush everything and allow the spiciness to distribute evenly into the dish. And so what you end up with is the seeds and the inner lining of the chili will be all mush, and that's the spicy part. And then you get the skin of the chili that's still in pieces, like you see here. The skin of the prik chi fa. The Thai chili is completely gone now. The skin of the chili is not actually that spicy. Here. Okay, so that's what you want. We'll set that aside. And then other vegetables. Pad Kee Mao is actually really liberal as far as what kind of vegetables you can put in. Baby corn seems to come up quite often, so that's what I'm going to use today. I've got 5 pieces of baby corn, and how I like to cut it is once on a bias to get the thinner part out, and then half the fat bit. Okay, just like that. And then I've also got green vegetables. This is a younger Chinese broccoli, 2 stalks. Cut into 1-inch pieces. You can use string beans if you want, you can use snow peas, any sort of green vegetables to make it look nice would be good. So that's that. And then finally, the most important ingredient, the ingredient that defines Pad Kee Mao, is holy basil. Holy basil looks like this. This is the white variety. There's white and red kind. If you cannot find holy basil, you can substitute Thai basil, but what I actually find to work even better than Thai basil is good old Italian basil that you find at the store. Thai restaurants will mostly use Thai basil just because it's Thai, but that's the important thing about substituting ingredients. Just because the 2 ingredients are of the same culture doesn't necessarily mean they're a better substitute. You want to look for something that smells the closest. So Italian basil works quite well. So I've got about a half a cup, a little bit more than half a cup. I know it's kind of hard to measure leaves. About this much, oops. And then we're ready to go to the stove. Oh, and another one, I am foregoing protein today in celebration of all my vegetarian fans. But if you want, you can add 4 ounces of any protein you like, cut into bite-sized pieces. So we're gonna start cooking now. I've got just a little bit of oil on my pan here, just to coat the bottom. Okay. So that's that, and you can do this in a wok if you want. I do it in a non-stick pan. Works really well because these noodles do tend to stick to the pan. A lot of woks that they use in restaurants are iron, and they've been so well seasoned that they're quite non-stick. So we're just gonna cook this until the last little bit of, well, the small little bit of garlic starting to turn color. And then as soon as the garlic starts to turn color, if you're using meat, that's when you're going to add your meat. Okay? But now I'm not using any meat today, so we're going to go straight in with the vegetables. Now, okay, that's ready. If you're adding meat, once your meat is halfway done, then add your vegetables. Okay? And just cook it real quickly, just to wilt it. If you have a high BTU stove, this is a great dish for it. Okay, and then we're going to go with the noodles. Add that in 8 ounces of noodles, by the way. And then the sauce, 2 tablespoons of the sauce. A teaspoon and a half of sugar. And the noodles will start to release themselves after a while. The liquid in the sauce will actually help the noodles spread out. Okay. And then, this is when we add our black soy sauce, about a teaspoon or so. And because it's not too salty, you can actually be quite generous with it if you like it really dark. Okay, and that's pretty much it. And we're just gonna wait until all the liquid has been absorbed. And let it sit, flip it every once in a while. As soon as the sauce is absorbed, then it's done. Oh, if you want, you can add black pepper or white pepper to it as well. What's important here is, as you can see, it all went very quickly. You need to have all your ingredients ready to go. This is one of those things where it moves so fast that if you're spending your time looking for where did I put this and that, you probably burn it. Okay, that's done. It's all dry. I'm going to turn this off and then add the basil. And the reason why I turn off the heat before I add the basil is because such a delicate herb will lose its flavor if it's cooked for too long. So you want to just use the residual heat of the dish to wilt the basil so that you can maximize, bless you, so that you can maximize the, what do you call it, the aroma. So that's done. We're going to plate it. Should we move over there to plate? Okay. Tongs are great for plating noodles, by the way. Plate it nice and high. So I don't know if I mentioned, but 8 ounces of noodles is what we have here for quite a big serving for one person. So this is it. This is our pad Kee Mao. And for the written recipe, I'm going to post this on my website, hot-thai-kitchen.com. It's brand new, so all my videos are up there. There's also a couple of tutorial videos that you can check out for short skills. And that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you